Oops. Oh, well. Y'all didn't need an intro, did you? Nicole, good to see you, sweetie. Kiss off from Patch. Good to see y'all. Talk about spiritual warfare. Um, I've been fighting all day doing this live, and I've been fighting a lot since the last live. There's some dark things out there. Hey, Daniel, just stay out of it. um, so yeah, I was kind of yanked out of it. And Bigfoot, if you're listening, I'm so glad I caught your live this morning. Um, he was going over um, John 4 when Jesus goes to the well, Jacob's well, and the lady comes along and, hey, Donna, good to see you. Chris, good to see you. And I don't know what Bible he was reading it from, but I can't find it. But in his, Jesus was talking to the woman gently, and it just kind of woke up a lot of things. Oh gosh, I don't even know where I'm going with this. When you're told to do something, you do it by him for sure. And so here I am. And without bearing my soul, this is the first thing that came to me. So I'm going to share it. If I can find it. Sorry, y'all. It's been one of those days. Is this it? No. Don't tell me I didn't keep it. Yes, I did. I emailed it. There it is. Totally unorganized here, right? I'm really sorry about that, y'all. Okay, here we go.
Hello, I am over here in front of this Indian center. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce there's an eagle that just flew by. That's a bald eagle just flew by. But I wanted to show this. So yesterday I started in that cove on the other side of this cliff here. There's a cove, and started the coastline over there and have walked. It took me, I started after lunch, and it took me all day and part of the night to make it. And this section right here goes back into the locks, and that's where they have, earlier the year, they have the salmon run, and there's a lot of arbor seals, or there is some arbor seals that you can see in there. And so then I've walked that shoreline as much as I could, And I'm over here at this Indian center and going to check out this Indian center here. And that's what it looks like from the pier that they have. So this is a really neat view. I wish I would have got a better view of that eagle. And then over here in the distance, you can see the mountains. There's the eagle again. So he has some material for a nest.
Okay, that wasn't it. That's another one that I was watching earlier today. I am so unorganized today. And funny. And here's a link to one. Y'all can watch it whenever you want to. But this one kind of spoke more to me than, well, that one did too, but this one's really short. That one's quite a bit longer. So here we go. Again.
In a coaching session this week, I created a distinction with a client to bring more clarity around the idea of unconditional love. I think a lot of us, when we hear this term, unconditional love, we think that it means that I will love you no matter what. Even if you're being mean to me or you lied to me, I'm going to continue to love you, in the sense that love is this state that exists inside us. Like we have a contract with in ourself, with our relationship with this person that says, I love this person and it will stay that way. No matter what the conditions are out there, I will love you. Maybe it can mean that, but I don't think that's actually where the real value is, the real power in the idea of unconditional love is. What I think unconditional love is actually a nominalization of the verb loving, to love or loving, and to do so unconditionally, to be loving unconditionally. So to unconditionally love somebody as a verb is to treat them in a loving way, no matter what's happening, no matter what the conditions. So to really embrace the power of unconditional love, you want to see the distinction from the unconditional love that I talked about at first with unconditionally loving. So instead of having unconditional love for people, what if you looked at it as being unconditionally loving to people, no matter what they're doing, no matter what they're saying, no matter what they're throwing at you, no matter what their opinion is, no matter what their behavior is, no matter what actions they take, no matter what, you be unconditionally loving towards them. I think it's more confronting when you actually make it as a verb and you make it as an action, because it makes it something that you can very clearly either be doing or not doing. Am I being loving? Am I being loving despite the conditions? Yes or no? There's an accountability that automatically comes up. It's no longer a concept where I can say that, oh, I love you no matter what. And there's no way of measuring it on the outside. Nobody could call you on that. Oh, yeah, I love them. You can't tell me I don't. But are you being loving? Lots of people will have opinions about that, which may have some truth to it and may inform you. Am I being unconditionally loving? What would it be like if I were to unconditionally love, verb, this person right now in this situation? Find the people that you find it most difficult to be loving towards, even if you say you love them, and even if you do deep down. What would it be like to be loving towards them anyway? That's how you try on and feel the real power of being unconditionally loving. Much love, unconditionally. Bye for now.
So, I had started sending emails to the people who mean the most to me, to be done. Um, we know how that goes. The reason I chose this picture, I don't know if y'all can see it, but she's got some blood on her face, like she's been through the ringer. Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's kind of what I feel like. And one of the messages that I got was that I've kind of left him out of this lately a lot. And him being God, the creator, whatever y'all choose to call him, he is the one and only that I know of. And I have no doubt in my mind that he is here with us, that he is around us always. Because of everything that is going on. The deal for real, good to see you. Hilarious too, good to see you. Amen, hilarious too. There's a lot of negativity in the world. There's a lot of horrific things happening in the world. Satan, evil, whatever, is fighting like crazy right now. And we need to too. And how do we fight is in the word prayer. Prayer does so much. And I pray for all that all of y'all, anyone who's hurt me, anyone who's just everyone. Yeah, Satan and his little puppets. So, for whatever reason, in this YouTube, there have been bonds made. What do I mean by that? I have some really good friends here, thank goodness, that I can talk to about anything and not be judged, not be told I'm crazy, not be told I'm acting like a woman. Well, I hope so, because I am a woman. So, I kind of wrote this out. Oops, good to see you. Okay, bonds made. Is it because of compatibility, common interests? Something just clicks. So you build a friendship. Start feeling a tie to that person. Then what? Are there conditions set? Do you voice those conditions? That would take away unconditional love, wouldn't it? So is unconditional love real? What if you tell them all your faults and flaws from the get-go, but they are still willing to give you their time and energy? Is there a vested interest, or is it personal? To what gain? Is it mutual, reciprocal? At what point do you draw the line with someone? At what point do you ghost a person? Do you tell them this, or are they supposed to read your mind? Do you have boundaries set? Have you let them know the boundaries? Is that where we go wrong? Not putting up the boundaries before we even put it. At the same time, those boundaries change, or your actions will show what those boundaries are, or the way you present yourself. Navigating it is not an easy task, and is that person worth it? And so I always thought unconditional love was like seeing a child grow up and they decide they're gay, and you still love that child no matter what. Or seeing a child grow up as a male, and then they decide they don't want to be a male anymore. But you still love that person because they're family or close friends. But we're not supposed to be the judge of that. I think when it becomes an issue is when it is put out in the public as it is being done, when it's forced upon people, when it's, you have to accept this or else. Boundaries, the truth, and love. Miss Blair's too. That's good wildlife. That's true too. I don't know. And then I see so many people single, and I'm like, it's like he's telling me this is the issues. This is why. This is, everyone has pain, whether it's spiritual, mental, physical, emotional. Everyone goes through pain. And so what happens whenever when a lion has a thorn in its foot, how's it gonna act? It's gonna act all vicious and mean and come at you, and you take out the thorn and it's like calm and good, right? So if so many people are in pain right now of any kind, could that be why some are taking it out on others? Or have too high of expectations, or I don't know. It just seems, and then the last question I had was, what is a good leader to you? I think that the answer to that would be very, very different between a man and a woman. Men are very direct. They're very, uh, that stoic thing can go out the window as far as I'm concerned. If it's what I think it is. I've looked into it. I've seen some contradictory parts of it, but um, for whatever reason, most men seem to be my way or the highway. Not all of you. Just Carl. Hey, Blue. Good to see you. Women are more. Are they more compassionate, nurturing? Oh, we talked about all these things. All of this stuff is piled into one right here. That's true too. What life? I don't. It's just when you have a problem with someone, talk about it. Communication is key. Everyone is so worried about the communications being gone. Are you using your communications? Are you talking to people like like you really want to talk to people or need to talk to people? Are you talking things out? If you have a disagreement, are you trying to work it out before you just say, that's it, I'm done with you? It's yes. That's true, Andy. We do see things from completely different perspectives. Instead, speaking the truth in love, we will in all things grow into Christ Himself, who is the head. Yes. I don't know. This just seems like we're days ahead of an election. It's a pretty scary election, in my opinion. I think I just saw where there was another attempt on Trump. Hey, Ronan. Good to see you. Yes, what life? That is exactly it. More communicative and less combative. Yes, it is pretty harsh, Blue, but there's people who do it. Sadly. I'll drop the link if anyone wants to come up. Um, that's just, I think I said everything I'm supposed to. um, Yes, that's true too. I mean, yeah, hot, cold, black or white, period. Men see things like that. We see things like different. Cruising Carpenter Beach Chat. Good to see you. Yes, very different. Um, and that's what I think a lot of it is that we're seeing things so different. When I well, I think we can all agree with all the videos that are coming out from North Carolina. Excuse me. Yes, there's all kinds of talk about what caused it, why, all of that. I understand that, and so what I see when I see those is people hurting. I see the pain. I see the sorrow. I see the people that have been lost. I see the people that need help. I see just what can I do? And I keep praying. Yes, and I see people helping each other. I see the communities coming together to help each other because none of them wants the government in there. And is this going to be the standoff? And I don't know. It's I see that it could be because all of them are saying the same thing about what is absolutely happening there. And it all sounds the same, and it all sounds like it's leading to one thing. And one act of random kindness at a time. Noah's Ark. Yeah, there you go. Put it to work in your area. Yes, we have a truck that is loading up right now with donations to go. Um, and we have a couple that their house burned down, completely gutted, and they lost everything. And so one of the community members gave them a travel trailer to stay in until something can be done. We're all helping with just basic needs, clothes, hygiene products, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, towels, just whatever we can. And that's it. That's just giving and expecting nothing in return. I think that is the biggest part of it is you just do it. And they don't have to be perfect. They don't it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what their job is. It doesn't matter what they look like. It is it, it's they're human That's it. Excuse me. Yeah. Because one day that could be one of us. But even, it's not even for that. It's not, it's nothing in return. It's just, well, that's true. Kiss off. I wouldn't expect you to say thank you. Yes, actions speak louder than words. So, nobody's coming. They're like, she's lost it. We're not stepping into that one. Oh, yes, Samaritan's Purse is a good one, and I have the name of another one. Hey, What Life, good to see you. Um, let me find that for y'all.
Good evening, everybody.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well.
Good.
Can't complain none.
So, I was trying to ask you the last time your area. Is there still help needed, or
Uh, some people, they're still offering help to some people. Because unfortunately, I mean, people that took, if trees fell directly on their homes or cars and stuff, they're still dealing with that.
yes,
Some may be still without power because of accessibility. Some may still be without power just because they can't get it restored right now. You know. Whatever the reasons may be. Their roof's got to get fixed, or a tree's still going through it.
yeah,
I know a lot of the Florida crews they pulled out early last weekend. Some of them did to go get a head start and go head back down to Florida for Hurricane Milton that came through.
right,
I've seen some of the other lineman crews. I don't know if they're going to different areas or they're just leaving here. But most of the crews that came here, that's kind of what they do. They're like disaster relief. If anything like that happens, and they'll respond to it. If they get the call. Um,
yes,
Even the crew all the way from Ontario, Canada. I mean, that's a good little ways.
yes, that is awesome. Hey, Rabbit, good to see you.
Of course, I saw a lot of trucks all the way from out to Texas. Saw a couple from Colorado.
That's
The main thing now is all the trees that they removed and cleared out of roadways and stuff. A lot of that still got to be taken down, but there's still a lot to do. It really is. A
yes,
lot of people still don't have internet. Some businesses still don't have internet. Um, so unless it's where they can do like a cash sale or something, or I don't know. I don't know how they would do it unless they could do it through an app or something. I don't know.
and that's so Samaritan Purse is one way, and there it is. Thank you, Indy. Grindstone Ministries is another one, or look up churches local to that area and see what they're doing. That is kind of what I've been doing. is seeing if a lot of them aren't like posting it, but um, yeah,
I don't know if schools are going to start going back this week or not. I think I heard something about the county next to us. They're starting back tomorrow, but I'm not sure.
so they've still been closed too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pretty much all the schools in my county and surrounding counties.
Goodness,
Most of them, they turn them into staging areas for like the linemen coming in, and then like a lot of your local churches, they were like staging areas for like linemen and treemen. They'd park their trucks, or a lot of them had RVs. They just parked there. You know, they'd go work and then come stay in the RV at night.
yeah,
Um, one of our malls here, pretty much all the back parking lot, it was just filled up with linemen. They had different staging areas for different companies and material, and so yeah. I think after this week passes, we'll kind of see what's going to be left, what's going to be the main focus point.
yeah. So are they um, setting up like food stations for the linemen or
Yeah.
for any of the
Um.
people that have been displaced? Or
Oh yeah. The local YMCA's, the local boys and girls clubs, a lot of your churches, the community's been coming together and they've been offering people breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It don't matter who you are, a lineman, or if you just need a meal, you can show up there and get a meal. Um,
that's good.
the My county's, some of the schools, it wasn't all the schools, it was schools set up in different areas. They had the cafeterias open and anybody could come in. They were offering I think they were offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I know breakfast and lunch for sure. They might have did dinner. It might have been like a bag lunch or something. But
Yes,
they were opening up and doing stuff like that. Pretty much anybody, anybody that was without power, or anybody that needed a meal,
that's
uh,
good to hear.
and a lot of your fire departments, they were like staging area if people needed like supplies and water and stuff. And then um, some places you were going to, they were giving out like tents and stuff. I guess you could use if you had any damage, and you can use it or something, stuff like that.
Right. See, at least have some kind of cover to sleep
Yeah.
in.
Um, and well, the National Guard, they did have one whole shopping center blocked out, and it was a drive-through, and they were giving out food, water, bags of ice. I rode past it today, and it was. I guess they, I guess they left. There wasn't no more cars or trucks there no more.
Hmm,
Um,
that's
but
good. That maybe that means it's getting better.
I hope so. Well, now a lot more people are starting to get power restored. Like I talked to a lady today, she was without power for 12 days. Um, which there'll be some people it could have been longer than that, but still, she said her
Yeah,
power finally got restored the other day. Um,
that's
yeah.
good. Was she prepared? I mean,
Mm, I couldn't really. I don't really think so per se, because she did. She said they went and stayed with family somewhere. I guess her and her husband. So they had the ability to get somewhere to somebody to have power, but I guess to stand out where they was at, no.
yeah.
And
See,
the one lady, she called us. We installed a generator for her a couple years ago, and
mm,
she called us and she said my generator went off. And I guess before we could, as soon as she hung up or something, before we could get there, everything transferred back over and restored, and all the lights came back on. So as soon as we got there, everything had done fixed itself. But I don't
That's
know. Yeah.
so. What do you think about that? Heard
Uh-huh.
someone say today, take care of yourself and family and do not depend on anyone. I mean, that's true. Don't depend on anyone. But so that's what I was going to ask you. You keep saying staging areas. So is that run by FEMA or is it just
No,
look
these were all, but the everything that I saw was locally based, except for the area where the National Guard was over there. I'm pretty sure that was government backed or something. But even that was mainly just local businesses and stuff.
good?
And the local fire department, they were there and they had grills going. So I mean, they were handing out plates to people as they were driving through, hamburgers and stuff.
Yeah,
But I
that's
never
awesome.
once saw any government agency or government entity. I did see two Red Cross fans driving around today, but that don't mean a whole lot.
Right. And um, somebody in a channel said that Red Cross, you have to pay them back. They said that they used them twice. Once for I can't remember what the two situations were, but they said they had to use them twice and they had to pay them back. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
That's horrible.
Yes. So I'm going to read this. Um, I don't know who this is. He just wrote it. He said, I'm in the 82nd, stationed in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We have guys in our unit with family in Western North Carolina that are trying to get to their family. Guys who are asking to put in passes to go help any way they can. They're all getting told no. Meanwhile, we got briefed that we have to be on standby in case we need to support the Middle East. The people stuck need to know that we're trying, but our higher ups aren't allowing it.
Yeah. Oh, I'd imagine stuff like that is happening in real time right now.
It's so sad.
I mean,
That's true, Indy. But you kind of do have to take care of yourself. Um, that's what I have to really work on. Me is I have taken care of people all my life, and um, so my daughter's not working, so I don't have my granddaughter, and parents. It's like, oh, I don't have anyone to take care of now. What am I going to do? And so, um, I'm going to do what I want to do. I am going to start doing my boss's books again, but that's only 1 day a week, maybe two. And unless he lets me bring it home, his daughter wants to learn how to do it. So I'm supposed to teach her while I'm doing it. And she asked me what kind of schooling, what 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 does she need to Google? What does she need to take? And she said, how did you learn? And I said, I taught myself. So how do you teach someone what you've taught yourself? It's I, just the
what is she?
base,
What is she trying to learn?
the bookkeeping for her
Oh,
father's construction business.
oh, okay, I got you.
And that's what I told her, learn how to do a ledger, learn how to do, I don't know. But so I'm going to do that. But after my dad's is coming up pretty quick. And then I'm taking a trip. I keep saying that. I am taking a trip. I need to clear my head, get get the negative voices out of it, get the just I just need a vacation. Vacation from all the junk. A break. Maybe that's what it is. Eric and Garrett, good to see y'all. Do you ever get to take a vacation?
Yeah, vacations are nice. I need to take one myself.
Yeah. And I know it's a bad time to probably be traveling with it being so close to November 5th, but oh well. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
You can't let a date stop you because while you're stopping and trying to decide, time's steadily going by.
That's right.
Just set a goal, make a plan, and do it.
Time marches on. That's a pretty good song too.
Today is the oldest you've ever been, but also the youngest you'll ever be.
Yeah.
Well, it's starting to cool down a little bit here. It's starting to definitely feel like a little bit of fall in the air.
Oh, that must be nice.
Mm-hmm. I think we only got up to like 86 today.
Oh, that's a good idea, Rabbit. Information gathering trip. I do plan to look for history.
Yeah. Figure out where you want to go and Google spots in between there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be passing through a lot of history.
Or if you know anybody in that area, ask them where the spots are. They'll probably tell you the best ones.
Yeah. Never forget your ancestors. True. Oh, hello, Kiss Off.
Hello.
Baby. Oh, well, how's it going?
Pretty
Good. How
good.
you doing?
I'm behaved.
Oh my.
Now I just come to tell you hi. I love you, Bonnie.
I love you too.
Okay, I'm gonna go bye.
Thank you. She's a mess.
Yeah, I think they said it'll be about another week before they get internet restored here. My place.
Oh wow. So, have they said anything about Starlink there?
They said something about it. Uh, I've heard some people say they've looked into it or tried to get it. I don't know if they got it. Um, they did have this network, this website they were putting out for everybody that is supposed to be like free Verizon hotspots or something. But it says that I was right beside one or something, or that I could connect to one, and I never was able to connect. So I just said the heck with it. I
Hmm.
didn't even worry about it.
So what do you think
Um,
about Starlink? Good or bad?
I don't really know much about it. I know I got a friend of mine that's out in Arizona, and he got it, and he said he hated it. I heard some people say, I mean, it comes in handy, but I don't know.
Oh, wow. He hated it.
I mean, I
So,
guess if you were out in the middle of nowhere and didn't have no other options, maybe yeah, but that'd be the only way, the benefit or way I'd see to look into it.
yeah.
And you're going to have those times unless they, I guess that's why they shoot up so many Starlink rockets because you'd have to wait in between the signal from the next satellite, the next Starlink satellite flying over. So you may have a dead zone that even you might not get signal. I don't know, a couple seconds, couple minutes, who knows?
Yeah.
It's like everything needs power to run off of it though. Like even here locally, the AT&T boxes. After a couple of days, they had to bring in generators and hook to them to keep the power running for that.
Wow. And somebody told me some time ago, years, about signal. If you get signal on your phone, um, your contact list kind of goes to it, I think, and then it goes by satellite instead of connecting to anything on the ground. I mean, I haven't had to try it yet to see if it worked when all else failed, but
It's like
supposedly,
even pretty much everybody that has a phone has Google in some form. You can go on
mhm,
Google and you can get a free phone number and use that. Most people don't know about it.
I didn't know that.
I forget this everything you got to do, but I mean it's free. If you've already got a Google account, you've got the ability to do it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Eric sees the Starlink satellites, but your devices need electrical energy. Yeah. And that's why I have solar uh, backup to charge phones. Or,
Always good to have that type of stuff.
yeah. I was just wondering because I had seen where Trump and Musk were trying to get Starlink to those people in North Carolina.
But I mean, it sounds good, but it's hard. You could set up little hubs, but people's phones got washed away, or it's so
Yes,
many people in different areas. Yeah, you may know the areas they may be in, but to geographically get it pinpointed with something like that, oh man, it'd be tough.
so is that a lot? 50 to 75 watts of power?
New Starlink takes. I mean, if you could have something dedicated just to power it by itself. Um,
Yeah. Hmm.
but yeah, whenever you think about like being off the grid and stuff, you definitely have to figure out your power conversions. How much are you going to need? How much are you going to need to produce or store and able to keep what little things you need to run, whatever that may be.
Yeah. Eric, good to hear you got your power back. Yeah, he's
That's
down there
awesome.
in Florida.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Tom.
Florida strong.
Less than an average light bulb.
Yeah,
Sterling clock.
wouldn't take very much.
Yeah,
Just needs a constant power source.
a constant one.
Yeah, I mean you could have solar power and batteries or generator.
That's true.
Um,
Yeah.
then you can buy you one of those Tesla bots and come do all your chores for you.
No,
You know.
ran an inverter off of propane.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Some generators have those hookups where you can do that. I forget what you call it, but if you're getting a generator like that, it's handy to make sure it has that function. That way, if you do run out of gas and you have propane, you can still use it.
Yeah. So yes, so um, it must not have flooded too bad there because that's I've seen a lot of the problem up there, Tennessee, North Carolina, wherever it is. Their propane tanks just got washed away.
Oh yeah, yeah. Water and wind and that volume, yeah. If it could take a whole home off its foundation, yeah, it'll pull a propane tank, even one on concrete, like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
It's like here locally. I forget what they said that the winds got up to during Helena, but it was way stronger because I'm looking at big old oak trees that's like on the side of the road that's encased in concrete, and it just blew over the whole tree, sheared it at the ground, and pulled up the concrete slab around it. You know, there's no way that that could be done with 70 or
No.
70 something mile. But it had to have been at least 100 here, just from what I'm seeing. And I'm not even I'm no type of ologist. You know.
Blair's two's in Georgia. Our
Really?
electrical underground and we still lost power.
Yeah. Some area, even some parts of the city. You'll go down and one half may be underground, or one side of the road may be underground, and there'll be poles on the backside at your neighbor's house. But, but yeah, if something hits or trips a main transformer, yeah, even though you got underground, there's no lines that trees can fall on that still can get knocked off. You know.
Yeah. Wow. Both AC units from 3,000 watts.
Oh yeah,
I'm no type of ologist.
I am. I may know a few things, but I'm no typeologist, no meteorologist, no Scientologist, any of the ologists.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people saying that around here they're going to get generators now. So, I mean, that's good, but
Yeah. You know,
can't.
that's something that if the government wanted to supply anything to the American people, generators and fans, I think, you know, if but they don't.
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of these local big box hardware stores. They got in a big shipment of generators, and I ain't gonna say the company's name. I ain't gonna put them on blast like that, but
Hmm.
it was a bad batch. Every one of them that we was running into to get the call, it was something wrong with it. One of them we got right out the box. It didn't even have a fuel line attached to it.
Oh
One of
no.
them we got a call. It didn't matter what we did; it would not crank up, and it just had this awfulest sound coming from the motor. One of them we unboxed, and the choke throttle was broke. But the people was like, "Can we get it to run?" And we was like, "Yeah." We showed them how you would have to do it and everything, and it was like, we don't want to take the chance of going back and then not having another one. We'll just run this for now. But yeah, it was a bad batch they were putting out. Every single one of them had a defect.
Dang it.
And I'm thinking they must have just been sitting on a really big crappy batch, and they were just like, "Oh, this is a good time to sell them."
Right. Everybody's desperate. Let's get rid of it. That's just
Oh,
wrong.
oh yeah, yeah. Anybody? I mean, there's people that take advantage of a bad situation.
Yes. That's a couple of the videos I've been watching up there. They're saying, yep, now the looters are starting to come in, and
Yeah,
but they're like, but I'm not leaving this land. Like, man, no house, no nothing, but not leaving the property.
yeah. I've seen some people like that here. I was like, man, I feel so bad for them.
Hmm.
Mm. No matter what you need them for, pretty much any insurance agency, they drag their butt, especially with something like this. I mean, you're dealing with hundreds of thousands of claims, easily,
Yes.
probably millions. They're probably getting hundreds of thousands of claims a day. It's like they showed on the local news the other day. It was this older couple. Uh, they don't have no cell phones or nothing like that, but they travel. And they
Hmm.
went somewhere and they were gone for like 2 or 3 weeks. They didn't even know the hurricane came. They didn't even pay no attention about it. They were on vacation somewhere
No.
and came back and they had some damage, I mean, it could be fixed, but they were like, wow, they had no idea.
Yeah. Right, Eric. I can't imagine being in a hurricane. I've been down on our Gulf after one, and it didn't matter if it was made of cinder block, brick, wood, rock. It They were tore up. I
Yeah,
guess that's when a hobbit house would be best. Like, find you a hill and get digging.
man, I don't know. That'd have to be a pretty big hole if I'm getting down in it. That wouldn't even be a hobbit hole. That just would be a cave, be a cavern. I'd probably just move somewhere where there's already a big cave made, and I just take claim to it.
Yeah.
There was this lady, I forget her name. It was somewhere over in Europe. She lived, she did an experiment. She was a scientist. She went and lived in a cave for like 500 days or a little over 500 days.
Mm-hmm.
and they would send like a medical team and people to like bring her supplies and stuff. But it got to the point where it was time for her to come out. They kept telling her how many days it's been, but she kept refusing it. She was like, no, she didn't believe them. She didn't believe that that much time had done passed by. She done lost track of the days. You know, they would come and check on her, but that was a rule that she made. You know, nobody was to mention what the date was or none of that stuff or how long she had been in there. So when it was time for her to come out, she didn't believe them. I think she ended in there staying in there for like another 2 weeks before she came out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, all of the caves that I have looked for in Texas are all government owned, national parks,
Of
whatever.
course.
Yes. And, but I saw this video one time of this Oriental couple that had gone to live in a cave, and they raised their children there and everything. And they were like in their 90s when they interviewed them, and they had lived their whole lives, whole married life, in a cave. And their kids grew up there and went off to college and did everything like normal, but they lived in a cave.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab some tea.
Okay. Yeah, blue. That's what I said whenever I was looking it up, because people were saying find a cave near you, and so I started looking, and it's like, hmm. So you can't go to the caves because they belong to someone else. Way to go, Tom. That's true, Eric. Yep, because it's crazy how those big companies work. It's, when I was telling y'all about Ford, it's like they want to be sued to settle anything. And I don't know if that's an insurance thing where their insurance covers if they're sued. I don't know. But it's, she was talking like, are you going to sue? Do you want to sue? I'm like, no, I just want my seatbelt replaced and let you know that this is a dangerous thing. Yeah. Briggs and Stratton's a good brand, isn't it? It's a popular brand. I've heard of it always. Yeah. Yeah. They have their own attorneys that they keep on retainer.
Oh,
Yeah, kiss off. I got rid of them. I don't have any of the TV people. Not Dish, not Direct.
oh yeah, I got rid of all those guys.
Yeah, I got a little DVD player with Roku on it, and that's enough for me.
I got internet for the simple fact, as long as I got that, I got pretty much access to anything else. You know what I mean?
Yes, and the internet. Have that.
I mean, I hate I even do that. Really, I could get around it, but it does make things more easier.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I'd do with that internet. I've gotten kind of spoiled with that.
It's like some local businesses, local small businesses, they were trying to figure out something that they could get where if something like this happened again, they could at least have some type of hotspot or some type of device or something where they could have internet to do sales and transactions through this.
Cards.
I mean, of course, you can do cash only, but
Yes. Um, there's a little gadget you can stick on your phone to slide a card. I've seen businesses here
Square,
do that.
I think
Yeah.
it's called Square.
Yeah.
There may be several versions. I think that's one of the first ones that came out.
Yeah. They when I worked at the flower shop, she got something like that, but it was expensive to have. So I don't know if that's changed now because that was years ago. But
That's one of the biggest added fees that most businesses have to deal with now is the credit card processing fees.
yeah,
Um, it's insane.
it is. I, they're yeah. I just don't understand it.
And even for an honest person just trying to make a living, there's only so much you can absorb before you have to put something on the product. You have to start charging a little bit more inevitably,
Yes.
even if you are honest. Not to mention the people that's price gouge and do all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Let's keep everybody in debt and not make anything easy. I know it's sad that owning a business is almost not worth it because of all the cost.
Oh, it's tough.
Yep.
Property taxes go up, leases go up, rent, insurance premiums, liabilities, workman's comp.
Yes. Yes. Because if you mop the floor and somebody slips, oh.
Oh goodness, yeah. Not even don't even mention that guy. There's always that guy.
Yes.
My neck, my neck, my neck, and my back. It's like one day I went to Walmart. I don't mind saying Walmart, but instead of somebody had to drop the gallon of milk, and it spilled out, and it spilled out as much as it could till it got up to the opening, so it couldn't spill out no more.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the person do it, or I'd have probably would have said something. But somebody went over there, and instead of taking the time and cleaning it up, they put out like 3 or 4 little caution codes around it, like it was a crime scene. Like they had to wait for the Walmart CSI crew to come in, take pictures, do spill analysis, see which way the spillage came from. I'm thinking the time it took them to come put the cones out, they could have just mopped it up.
Yep.
They probably came and seen it, went across the store, grabbed cones, and then came back and coned it off.
Doing that.
Thinking this is insane.
It is. Yeah. Because they have the big industrial mops, they do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the AI mops. It just drives around by itself.
Y'all have a lot of AI things going on over there.
Too much AI.
Really.
I think sometimes it's more A than I.
The only time I've seen it was one of my friends posted a video. They went to eat in Austin and they were waited on by a robot. And so she was like, check this out. And I was like,
That'd be
no.
weird. I don't know how I would react to that one.
Hey, John, good to see you.
If it's a robot, I'm definitely not tipping the robot. What are they going to do with cash?
Right.
What are they going to do? Get a tune-up? Get a robot tune-up or something? I don't know.
They'll probably charge you a service charge.
Oh, yeah. Your meal price just went up. That's exactly how they'll do it.
Yeah.
Automatic gratuity. AI gratuity.
Robot waitresses at Denny's. Goodness. That's right, Lena. You're like my stepmother's in the panhandle of Florida. Also.
Yeah, I don't really know how I would feel about that, about the robot waiter.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're pushing. Have you seen, I think I shared it with y'all, that video of the glasses that,
Oh, yeah. Augmented reality glasses.
yeah,
Yeah. Not only will you be able to interact with robots, but you can do it in an augmented reality.
and it tells everything about the person you're looking at.
Yeah, I don't want no parts in that. I don't want to know that about somebody else.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That's too much. That's too much.
Yeah. They spit in your food.
That's like when, I don't know if you're familiar with the video. It was a phone game, Pokemon Go. That's like when Pokemon Go came out. I would just see like these random people just walking around down on the river at the boardwalk, just walking around on their phones, doing all this, walking this way, that way. And then one day it was a group of them. I said, hey, not to be rude or nothing. I said, are y'all playing a game or something? What are y'all doing? They said, yeah, we're playing Pokemon Go. And they started explaining it to me, and I said, okay, that makes sense. All these people are just walking around trying to catch Pokemon.
Yes. That was the thing here a few years ago. The girls were doing it. We would just drive around and they'd say, okay, grab it.
Yeah. People was just riding around, getting out, and just start walking around with their phones. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
I said, well, they don't look super aggressive. I think it'll be safe.
Yeah. So I saw where Boeing laid off, what was it, 17,000 170,000
Oh yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
people. Is it because of all the lawsuits against Boeing that they're going under, or what? What do you think? I don't know. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty strong number, no matter who you are. When you start cutting off 10, 12% of your workforce,
Yeah,
um, I mean, you're talking about millions of employees. Could be a lot of things. Lawsuits. I know it was earlier this year. We was seemed like every other couple weeks it was something was going wrong with the airplane. The door was falling off. The
yes,
window was shooting out. You know what I mean? It was all these weird stories about these trains, planes, and automobiles.
yeah.
And now I guess it could still be happening, but it's got kind of quiet. I don't know. I guess just negligence, lack of maintenance, maybe. I don't know. Complacency.
Well, it doesn't make any sense to lay off more people if if you're already having trouble with your planes. I don't know.
Nothing makes sense what these people do.
Nope.
Um, can't really say it's a seasonal thing because you're coming into one of your biggest traveling seasons of the year, Thanksgiving and Christmas, the New Year's. Can't
Yes.
say it's because of that. So it has to be something deeper. If anything, you'd want to all hands on deck. I mean, even though people suffering, I mean, there's people that's traveling. The people that's going to travel are still traveling.
Yes.
You know,
Sure.
me personally, I don't have to go that far. I can just stay right here locally and I can hit all my family I need to see.
Yes. Same
But
here.
some people, they have to travel.
Yeah. Yep. To go.
And I don't know the specifics of it. I don't know what these people's jobs were. You know, what was their job title? You know, were they making planes? Were they are these like stewardesses? You know, what type of job titles were these? Who were these people?
Yeah.
That would tell a lot more too.
Hmm. If you didn't already have a cell phone, would you get one? Hmm.
No. If you've been going this whole time without one, I wouldn't, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
You probably got other ways, maybe a radio or
Landline.
landline, yeah. Email.
Yep. Yeah. Email's a good one.
It's like my last two grandparents, they passed away just a couple years back and they went their whole lives. They never had cell phones, internet.
Yes.
Um, we tried to get them cell phones, but it's like, what are we going to do with cell phones? We're either always here or, you know, my granddaddy, he would go to the flea market every weekend, but, you know, they never went nowhere. It's like, why do we need a cell phone? We never go nowhere.
Yeah.
So,
I think that we've gotten too dependent on them for sure.
oh, yeah.
I can
Yeah.
kind of understand it, like with your job, even. You know, if somebody had an emergency electrical problem, to get a hold of you. I can see that being good, but I don't know if you're working for yourself or a company, but I guess the company could use y'all have CBs or radios or something.
I've been telling them, for the longest, we need something like that, you know, some type of system in place just
Hmm.
for this. Um, just like the company I work for and a lot of other companies, They still don't have internet, so they're pretty much doing things paper and pencil. And then, like my boss's boss, he's old school. My boss's ex-boss, he's retired now, but he was old school. He was everything pencil and paper, just for this particular reason. If anything ever happened, some things may slow down, but you're not losing no rhythm. You've already got all the rhythm of all your notes and everything up to date where you're at.
Yeah.
It's just a simple transition. But yeah, it's only so much you could do like that. Yeah, when you come so, I don't know, not really complacent, but yeah, it's part of your everyday life. Even if you really don't need it, a business that you rely on, or a pharmacy or a bank, they need it. You can't do any of those type of transactions. Somebody needs medicines or something, they don't have no power or internet, they can't do anything.
That's true. Patriot Mobile. I hadn't heard of that one. Doors too.
What's that?
Patriot Mobile.
Seemed like I just seen a commercial about it the other day. Could be wrong. It sounds familiar. I forget who was behind or who made it.
I don't know. The only thing that for Patriot, is that what it's called? That sells all the
Generators
food.
and stuff and food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
My mother
Yeah.
got little backup solar charger block, and that thing never did work.
Really?
I put it in the sun, hooked something up to it, and nothing. And I kept trying, carried that thing around with me for about 2 years, and finally I just said, in the trash, it's not working.
Did it have a way you could manually charge it from a power source?
Not that I know of.
You might have had the lunar module. It might have charged off moonlight.
Or it just malfunctioned. I'm not saying that everything they have is junk. I'm
Yeah.
just,
Oh, it happens.
yep.
It happens to the best of them.
Let's see on my cell phones. Oh, that's when I get a new phone. For 3 months, I'm ready to throw it out the car window because I can't figure out anything on it. When one of the
Yeah.
girls with me, I'm like, hook this up to the radio so I don't have to pick it up or anything. And everyone who rides in my car it has a connection to my radio. And I'm like, no, when I'm in here, it's mine. Dang it.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you get in there and it's you driving and it starts connecting to theirs before it acknowledges yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold on now. Or like I used to mess with people like that. I go into like a pool hall or something, and they'd have those the jukeboxes that you could go on the app and you could purchase songs wirelessly. You didn't even have to go to the jukebox, and it would play the song.
Oh my goodness.
So people People would, I'd wait for somebody to go over the jukebox, right? And they would just be taking forever to make their picks. So I'd make a couple of just the wildest songs that you wouldn't even think of. And they would start playing while they were over there picking their songs. Oh, that would be the funniest thing ever.
And they're looking around like,
Yeah.
shut it up.
It'd be the big old burly biker dude over there trying to pick his songs, and you go in there and start playing the YMCA song or something like that. And he starts looking around like, oh, it wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me. I swear.
I didn't do it.
And they could never figure out what's going on. It was the funny. It was worth it. I forget how much I spent on the little jukebox app, but it was worth it just to see people's reactions.
Yeah. We just had I guess the rock rally was in Austin. Then we had a biker rally close by, and my daughter went and performed her hula hoops. She got a lot of money and gifts for doing that. She could go to the booths, and they were like, pick it out free. I was like,
Good.
oh, that's pretty awesome. Asked her to please come back next year, and
Yeah. It's always good you get the community support.
mm-hmm. And so she told me, Mom, next time you're going. All right, we'll see.
Hopefully they get some things cleared up and they can have some type of event, some type of big event here locally, kind of bring the community back together.
Yes.
We were supposed to have the big Iron Man event that weekend. The hurricane hit us. They canceled it, of course. It was scheduled for that Sunday. And then
Oh, that's
our
right.
our local fair, I think it was our local county fair, it was supposed to start, I think, this week or last week, and they canceled it.
Yeah.
So
Dang it. We had our circus. It was, at first I thought, oh, this is going to be bad. And then, but it got better. Um, but it was so hot that that tent, everybody crammed in there, all those kids screaming. I
oh
was like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm going to go outside and make sure nothing's going on out here.
It was like a back road southern revival
Right?
with some animals involved.
Yeah. But Iron Man did not show up. The Transformer did not show up. Kind of disappointed in that. Little granddaughter had fun. She rode the ponies and the slide. She kept climbing up that big old slide and sliding down it.
They used to have the big circus that would come to town. What was it, Barnum and Bailey? But they no longer exist now. All of
Hmm.
them is just like smaller family units or
Yeah,
acts, I guess.
yeah. This was a little one. They had jugglers. They had a tiger and a, a something else. But they looked, and I don't know if they were just overheated. Kind of looked drugged up, but the juggler was good, and the girls on the horses, and mm.
They even have this one that comes to town. I forget what it's called, but it's more like for like adults, I guess you could say. I never been to it, but it's like a haunted circus or like a scary circus. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I forget the name of it. It's almost like a Circus de Olay type thing.
Yeah, and it doesn't cost very much to get in, but then it's everything else. If you need something to drink or the cotton candy or any of that, the slide, I think
Oh
for
yeah.
$5 and you can slide down 3 times, and the pony $5 and you get to make 3 little circles on it.
Oh yeah. They know it. They know families are going to come in there. The kids want the cotton candy. They want to ride the pony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I just go when we had the fairs here locally. I just go for the food, different food trucks that or people that set up.
yeah. But they
What
didn't
are they?
have the, they had hot dogs. I don't think the lemonade was fresh squeezed at our rodeo. They have all that. They have the food trucks and the fresh squeezed lemonade and the Nardo Circus.
Yeah, we have some of those shows here locally. I need to go back and check one out when they have them again.
Cruising Carpenter, you be careful. Thanks for coming by.
The rodeos and the what do you call them? The fraternities for the barrel racing.
Yeah, yeah. Out at my mom's, but it's a property. It's like it's a ways from her, but um, they're set up. They have a setup. They have horses and they have the barrels set up for practicing barrel riding. I was like, oh, we're so gonna get to know them.
Oh yeah. I always wanted to ride a horse. I never did though.
Really, I kind of love it.
I got offered a few times, but I just felt like they were setting me up. Like they just were giving me the bad horse just to see what would happen. I'm like, no, I'm not taking my chance. I'm like, why did y'all name this horse Rocket? Oh no, he's fine. He's fine. He likes you. Yeah. So I hop on his back and then I figure out why his name's Rocket.
Mhm. Like the bull named Darth Vader or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Now coming in, weighing in 3,000 pounds, Darth Vader, the bull. Man, that really makes me feel confident I can survive 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's good, Blue. Awesome.
Or you go to those bars that's got the fake bull and just sit back and watch people get drunk and think they can ride it.
My daughter was on a mechanical bull this weekend. John, that's funny. Um, yeah, we taught the girls bareback because if you can ride bareback, your balance, you've got it down.
It makes
So
sense.
then when you put a saddle on, it's like just kick back and
Oh, yeah. It's like running with a new pair of shoes.
yeah. But it is hard, especially if it's. I got on one that was barn happy, and so ducking trees. I had my head lower than that horse's head. It, it was a wild ride too.
And I don't want to be freaking out, because animals can sense stuff like that. I want to try to be in as calm of a state as I can be in.
Yes, And it sounds like hilarious too is on the same one. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
If they're barn happy, that, yeah, they'll do anything to get back to that barn.
Man, I knew I should have brought some apples or something.
That's why you should have a separate fence where you're gonna go to train them or whatever, ride them, so that they can't get to the barn, or
Yeah.
keep the barn gate closed. But most of the properties where we've ridden at, there's a fence to keep them away from the barn.
Big area I live in. It's a pretty big equestrian area, I'd say. I mean, it's hard to go in any direction and not run into somebody that's got horses.
That's cool. See, you could ride a Frisian. They're big.
Yeah, I want to start out. No, I want to start out on like the medium ones. You know, not too small. You know, not the. You know,
Where your
something like.
feet touch the ground.
Yeah, there we go. It's like a little kickstand. You know, so I build my confidence. Then we can get up to the ones you just said, the baby Clydesdales.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Oh, see, I'm glad you told me that because that would be my first instinct to hold on as tight as I can.
Yes.
Hold on, big fella. Here we go.
And it depends on how they've been trained too, because
Oh yeah.
and so usually your legs is how you steer them along with the reins, but a good horse that's been trained good, your legs, that's what they go by to know what to do.
Yeah.
But I always made sure if I got on a horse that had been well trained. Because after that one taken off with me when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, that's not happening again.
So, well, if you love horses and you ever want to see the East Coast, there's an island right off the coast of Georgia called Cumberland Island, and there's still horses there that's been native to just from that island for hundreds of years that we know of.
Really?
Their populations used to be a lot higher than they were. Um, I forget the exact count now, but yeah, the Cumberland Island, the wild horses of Cumberland Island are beautiful.
And they're wild.
They just, yep, they just live out there on the island. It's self-sustained. Yeah. If you
That's,
love horses and you love the ocean, that's definitely a place to go. You would love it.
well, those are my two favorite things.
Yeah, there's been reports. I forget the earliest reports, but might have been the Spaniards. The Spaniards first made document of them. These just beautiful horses, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I've always wanted to see wild horses running. I guess that's more up north, around Wyoming,
Could
Montana.
be.
I don't know, but that's neat. They're east too.
I would hope there's still populations. I know there's a lot smaller than what they used to be, but I hope there's still populations of them.
Nine lives. It's a good thing we have 9 lives in Polaris too.
Phew,
There's been times when
that's
I'm
the
like,
case. I don't know how many I would have left. Man, I need to check the books.
I think it's more than that. My ex-husband could, I don't know. I told him, I said, I think you're going to get a new guardian angel because that one's got to be wore out. He, he's had numerous wrecks and just stuff. Just,
Some my buddy Jimmy is. I think he's probably like the luckiest person that I've ever met in the world. Like literally.
lucky or accident prone.
Nah, lucky. Like he has this sense of knowing when something good or bad might happen. It's the weirdest thing. Like, and I've seen it happen. We'd go shoot pool. Like for instance, one night we went and shot pool, and we were gonna stop at this particular gas station, but he's like, nah, I don't. I got this funny feeling about this one. He said, we're going around the corner. There's got to be another one open. So we did, and within 15 minutes, so this had to have been going down right when we passed it or right after. So within 15 or 20 minutes, we come back. The whole gas station surrounded. Somebody then came in there and tried to rob the store. It was a whole thing.
Yes.
And he was like, see, I told you something was going to happen. I don't know. He's just weird like that.
Well, that's good that he knows ahead.
Or
No,
don't never buy a lottery ticket. And he just goes in the store, boom, scratches $1,000 off. You know, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
there's a movie about that. This girl with all the luck. That wasn't me.
Like, man,
Oh my goodness, hilarious. Don't swim in the ocean during a hurricane was another one of my 9 lives.
yeah, that's definitely a law. That should be a natural law.
Mom, it's good to see you.
Just got to really be proven a point at that point. I don't know what it could be. I can't swim, so you're not finna catch me doing it.
Mm-mm. Well, I can swim, but no.
And I can float. I'm a good floater, but
I never really, well, I guess I did. I liked swimming in the ocean the until we got left there, and so we were out there thinking that the water would keep us from getting sunburned, which it didn't. And, I was 13 or 14, and and this big puddle of blood came up around us, and
oh no.
these guys were going by in a raft, and we were on that raft with them, just scooty over, and they're looking at us like, "Who's hurt?" Not, we're not. We had already checked, and we don't know what it was from or anything.
Jaws was out there somewhere. Man,
Mhm. Yeah, we were pretty far out because there's sand dunes, so you can really go far out in the
oh
ocean.
yeah. Yeah, you can go pretty far out. You'll be out there further than you realize that in no time.
Yes. Oh my goodness, lawyers too. Riptide. Yeah. I don't know. That's husband came home one day and had a perfect circle on his forehead. And I said, "What in the world happened?" Never did find out. Wouldn't tell me. I was already laughing anyway. Probably walked into a pipe.
Oh, could be. Oh yeah, I've knocked my head on all type of stuff.
That's the one thing my son-in-law asked for. My mother had made I don't even know what you call it. I guess she was pretty proud of it because it hung there for like 20 years. It's a ball thing and had little cups and then red glitter around the edge of the cups and a bow on it. But after 20 years, it was looking pretty rough. But it was hanging on the ceiling fan, and so every time he would walk through the living room, he'd knock his head on that ball. And so he told me, he says, "Can I just have one thing?" And I said, "What is that?" And he said, "The ball hanging on the ceiling fan." And I said, "Of course you can have it." And it's still, he's got it hanging on their ceiling fan now. And he said, "Every time I hit it, I'll think of Mom." I said, "Yep."
Yeah, that's how my grandma was. She had the ceiling fan in the living room, and it already wasn't really a real high ceiling, so everything she had dangling from it, I had to duck dodge it
Yes.
every holiday. I'm like, where do you even keep this stuff? You know, you're not even asking for no help. Where's all this stuff even coming from? I don't even know where she had it at. It was just, man, just go by one day and it looked normal. The next day, it's complete Christmas wonderland.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. That's the pediatrician that I took the two youngest girls to. He told me that the most common injuries that they saw was babies with a ceiling fan. And I said, "How in the world?" And he said, "When you're putting them up in the air, playing with them, and their head hits the ceiling fan." And I said, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah. I don't do any movement around a ceiling fan unless I'm putting it up or turning it off or on.
Yeah.
Learned my lesson.
One of my friend's daughter, I saw them at the hospital. I think it was when my son had knee surgery. And the daughter had the back brace thing, and she was all stood there like, and I said, "What in the world happened?"
Mm.
Well, she was in her bedroom. She had a ceiling fan, and she was playing around with a sheet or something, and that sheet got hung on there and twisted her.
Oh man.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, they'll get you.
Who would have thought ceiling fans, though?
Yeah,
It,
when ceiling fans attack, it happens. They got it so easy now. They got the ceiling fans that you don't even have to cut on. You just go remote. You can cut your light on or your fan on just from the remote.
yes. I think the new place that my mom got has that. I haven't seen the remote though, but it's got a sliding switch on the wall. So you flip it on, and then you can use the sliding switch to make it faster or slower.
Yeah.
And I think it does the lighting too, dims the lighting. Or
Oh yeah. Whenever you get like if you get stuff like that, usually on like the light packaging and stuff, it'll tell you if it's dimmable, capable, and that type of stuff.
yeah,
And at that point, they've got switches that you could just install right on your wall. Yeah, and you could just dim the light, or you could just dim the fan
yeah,
right from the wall. Yeah. Especially if you got higher ceilings that you can't reach it, it's way above your height.
yes. That's pretty neat to me. I, I like the dimmer lights.
Oh yeah. And if you have to replace them and get bulbs, just make sure that the bulbs you're getting are dimmable bulbs. It's not all bulbs, the way they got it designed now, not all of them have that feature.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ceiling fans are a must around here. It was 97 degrees today,
Oh yeah. In the South, yeah, you gotta have a ceiling fan.
even on the porches. I'm
Yeah.
all for that.
Oh yeah.
And I think the wind from it keeps the mosquitoes down too, doesn't it? It just
Oh, see,
seems like when the wind's blowing, there's no mosquitoes.
oh, the last couple weeks, the mosquitoes have been worse than I've ever seen them. And I was seeing these huge mosquitoes, and these were big, even compared to Georgia, regular Georgia mosquitoes. These mosquitoes were 3, 4 times bigger. And I'm like, what's going on? So I started looking up information. And from what I found, it says that the winds and the storm from Helena pushed a lot of the mosquitoes like from the Everglades and the Okefenokee Swamp in South Georgia up this way.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was whole swarms of them. Horrible.
They're mutating.
Oh, they're doing something. I mean, you almost had to get like the full beekeeper outfit on just to keep them off your face. Yeah, everybody was coming to work with like some guys was in shorts and short sleeves. Every day that I went out, I had on pants and long sleeve shirts.
Right.
Just for the simple fact, not even for the bugs, but it's a handy for that. But just you don't know what you're gonna get into if it's trees and stuff down around. You know, ain't no telling what's sticking on them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what I worry about after a hurricane or something like that is what the result of stuff like that. And with the water being turned off for so long.
Oh yeah, if your water comes back on, boil it. You got to
Yes.
boil it regardless anyway. If you're getting it from a city source.
Yep. They had ours turned off. They're putting fire hydrants. Because I got to thinking when they said that, I was like, yeah, there really isn't a fire hydrant anywhere near me.
Huh. Did it mess with your water pressure?
Um, Not really. I mean, at first it seemed to, but the first few days the water was cloudy, and I was like, "Don't drink that. Don't.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be boiled." Just from them turning it off for
Mm.
overnight.
All that stuff sits in there, then they cut it on it, it just pours through.
Yep.
Yeah, that happened here. I don't know. It's been probably over a decade. They re they rebuilt the flea market, but it wasn't never really the same once they rebuilt it. But one of our local flea markets, it caught on fire, and the fire trucks and all them responded out there, but there wasn't no fire connection anywhere around for them to connect to. So they had to
Um,
go down the road. They had to call the water trucks in from down, and they had to go down the road and take turns going and shuttling water from down the road to come to put it out.
yeah,
And that raised the whole stink. So they had to come in and uh, they put fire hydrants several spots down the road, down that particular stretch of road. They've seen that there wasn't none where there should be.
that's good.
But happens a lot around here. They don't try to fix nothing or do nothing until something happens, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. The kid's house that burned down, they're kind of, it's like in the country, so I don't know if there was a fire hydrant anywhere near there. But even by the time the fire department got there, it was just fully engulfed. There wasn't much saving it.
Yeah, I don't know how those rules and regulations go. Could be different county to county, state to state, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it's just like not too long ago, one county down from us, this guy called us out, and he had to wait for the power company to run power lines on that stretch of the road because nobody lives out there. It's just fields and forests just for miles and miles. But he bought him a big piece of land out there, and right now it's a couple big shelters and his RV, and he got power for that. He's just gonna live out of that and eventually build a house and stuff out there. But yeah, we had the power company ran a line, and we set a pole they set a pole at the road, and we had to set a panel box and run a line all the way back up to his property, which is a good stretch. And he got his RV and a different type of things set up.
Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that then. I was like, man, there's nothing out here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it just depends on that type of scenario. Um, I don't know. He's got wells and stuff.
And that's good.
But still, I mean, even if you can be off the grid per se with a well, but if you're using power, you lose your power. You have to have some type of way. Unless you got a manual source, you got a pump, you can manually do it.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people have been getting the manual or solar
Yeah,
backup their wells.
yeah. If you can do it and you got accessibility, yeah, do it now.
Yep. Glad you're here. Hilarious too. Yeah. Everybody's got a purpose. It's got to be why we're all still here.
Oh yeah,
I like playing pool too. It's
yeah, me too. I always find it relaxing.
it is.
You got to think about it, but it's not really outside thinking. It's just all mental. It's just you and the table at that point.
Yeah. And if you're really mad at somebody, bat and bowling, picture their face on the ball or the pins.
There you go.
Yeah, I like bowling too. My mama started us on a league. I think I was 13.
Oh yeah, bowling. I haven't been bowling in forever. I used to enjoy it though.
Yeah, we had a bowling alley. It's about 25 miles away, and we'd go every Sunday, and then they closed it down.
We still got a couple. The main one that I used to like going to, they closed it down though. Some couple years back, and it's still empty. I don't know. They had some company not too long ago go in there and was looking at it, but I don't know. Unless they completely tore all that bowling stuff out, I don't know what you could do. You know,
Yeah,
that's a lot of remodeling if you're not going to continue it as a bowling alley or something like that.
yeah. That's what I was trying to get. There was a old grocery store building, and so they had a meeting there to decide what to do with it. And I was there with the Girl Scouts, and we were like, a bowling alley or a skating rink? And they just looked at us like we were crazy. And then, well, they turned it into a community center, which is good. But
Yeah.
then the LCRA bought the resort that I used to work at, and we're putting in a park. And so they were asking everybody, what would you like to see there? And so the Girl Scouts and I, we made a list. The horseback riding we wanted back, the putt-putt golf. Um,
Oh yeah, I like that miniature golf. That's always fun.
and the nope, they tore down the clubhouse and put up a pavilion, and it's up on a hill, so they have some weddings there, but nothing else. The horse stalls are still there, and fencing. I mean, it's all set up for it, but nope.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Got a couple places here that's got the miniature golf. We even got the I guess it's a franchise, the
mm-hmm,
putt putt franchise. We got one of those here.
that's good. Yeah, there used to be one in San Antonio that we would always go to at at night because it was covered with those big leaf tropical plants, and so it was cooler. They had water fountains, and I love doing that.
Oh yeah.
Pinball, yeah, I liked pinball. Darts, that's my hometown. We had a game room, and they had everything. They had pool tables, foosball, air hockey, all the video games where you could play centipedes and all that stuff. Nowadays, you go somewhere like that, and it's like some kind of a gambling machine seems to be the thing.
Like the video poker.
It's I'm not sure what it is. I haven't touched one, um, but they can win cash because the business has to pay out the cash to them, whatever they win. But there's usually a limit of what they'll pay each day. If you have a big winning, you have to keep coming back to get it. Tilting the machine. Yeah. But it sounds like you got a lot of cool stuff to do over there. Wildlife.
Yeah, it ain't too bad. You got options. Just got all the activities of the city, then you got all the comforts of the country.
That's good.
We got this. I've never been in there to do anything. I walked in there one day just to walk around and see what all the hype was about. But it's a franchise called Stars and Stripes. It's like an arcade, and it's got everything in there: games, um, a game area where you could have parties. It's got bowling alley, laser tag,
Excuse me.
uh, full bar and grill.
Oh, wow.
Um, but like a lot of your games, like you said, like Centipede and like
Mm.
Pac Man, they've got like the classic games, but they're like super. They're giant. Like you're looking at a 20-foot monitor sitting there playing Pac Man or Centipede or something like that, or like
Oh,
the
wow.
grabber game. Like you see a lot of stores. It's like giant grabber.
With the prizes in there that you pick up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool.
Huh.
And every day that they're open, they've got. I mean, they've got a good crowd.
Yeah. The, um, there's something kind of like that at Gaddy Town, but it's all miniature. And they have the bumper cars and stuff like that there. The claw. Yeah.
Where you take all your short friends.
The little ones. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, it's just your size.
I never even think about that. So, if you go play putt putt golf, do they have special clubs for tall people?
Sometimes they do. That is a good point, though. Just like even when I shoot pool, just to shoot on a regular old house cue. I mean, I can, but it's more difficult.
Yes.
Um, I got a buddy of mine. He lives right across the river in Carolina. He does. Him and his dad. They got a, what do you call, a machine shop, a CMC machine shop, or I forget what you call it. They got the machines that they can make parts and make all type of stuff. Uh, but he makes pool sticks and fixes pool sticks on the side. He can repair people's tips, put new tips on it, make a stick. But
Hmm.
I had him make an extension for the one that I got, so it fits perfectly.
That's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Hilarious that she went to Augusta with a group from my church for a seminar, and we walked around the area on the Savannah River.
Okay, she probably saw downtown, probably downtown the Riverwalk area. So yeah, it's a pretty good, nice little area.
Is Savannah a big city?
Well, I live in Augusta,
Oh,
but Augusta's right on the Savannah River.
so is it
Um,
Augusta a big city?
oh yeah, yeah. The city of Augusta, yeah, itself is pretty big. I think it's the second biggest city in Georgia.
Oh, okay. Next to Atlanta.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I forget what they used to call Augusta. I think it used to be called the metropolis of the South,
Hmm.
whatever that means. Sounds good on paper. The metropolis of the South. But it's just a big gateway, especially being right there on the Savannah River. You had access to transport and ship stuff, you know?
That's what I was going to ask you. Is Savannah a port?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Savannah's the biggest port we got. There's a couple other little smaller ones, and it's definitely one of the biggest ones on the East Coast.
Wow. Well, at least you're right there
Yeah,
where the kids are coming in.
yeah. I guess it can be good in some ways, you know. Some
Is
ways, if it was something that was needed, you know, you may be the first to see it. You know, they may
right?
start shipping it all out. Who
True.
knows?
Is there a lot of crime there?
Here where I live,
Yes.
mm, and I guess it's kind of average for what's going on. I guess everywhere,
Yeah.
you know, it's nothing that's like, well, I don't know. I can't really think of a word. I wasn't going to say like super heinous. I mean, there's bad stuff that happens here, but it's like
Every,
anywhere, you know.
yeah. Yeah. Do you see a lot of new people from other countries?
Mm, I do, but it's kind of hard. Sometimes it's hard to see what aspect they're playing. You know, we got a military base here, so sometimes you can look at it, people sometimes even without a uniform, and you can tell if they're military or not. Or like you'll see like a group of guys walking around and stuff, and I can just say, "Yep, there's a young group of military guys just out trying to see the town." You know.
Yeah. What base is there?
Well, it was up until November of last year. It was called Fort Gordon.
Okay.
And I still call it Fort Gordon. Most people still call it Fort Gordon, but they thought it would be a great idea to rebrand it and call it Fort Eisenhower.
Yeah.
So now on paper it's called Fort Eisenhower. Fort Gordon no longer exists.
That's the way it is here with Fort Hood. I still call it Fort Hood, but I
What
can't even remember
what
what the
they
name.
rename it to?
Um, I can't remember. I'm not giving in to that.
I think when I first heard they was redoing ours, I looked it up, and I think that around that same time they were redoing 28 other military bases or installments around the country. They were also getting renamed.
Yeah. Now it's Fort Cavazos. Cavazos.
Cavaz, Cavoz.
I don't know.
I don't know.
To honor the first Hispanic four-star general in the U.S. Army. I don't know. It's Fort Hood to me. And that's BAMC. It's always been
Cavazos.
Brooks Army Medical Center, BAMC. And they changed the name of it, and we all still call it BAMC. Yeah, that's in Georgia. The one that Botlife was talking about. Fort Hood's in Texas. Or Fort Severus. It. Oh no. I think they kept Fort Sam the same. Where has the upside down mark lights in Georgia?
What's that now?
Blue's asking, where has the upside down mark lights in Georgia?
I'm not sure what that means. I probably heard about it, know about it, but
I don't know.
maybe by more details or another name. I don't know.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend today and we were talking about putting up our Christmas trees just because we love the lights and it's calming and just makes the whole house seem more homey. Blue, is it called mark lights? Upside down mark lights. I can Google it.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Marker lights on a dashboard or traffic signal can have different meanings. Military something base. Lower Georgia.
You know, we have. I know there's several in the state. You got what's it? Fort Robbins. That's a Air Force base in Georgia. Dobbins Air Force Base in Georgia.
Blair
Fort
is,
Fort Stewart.
yeah, Blair's is by Hunter, Hunter Army Air Force Base. Barrier Island.
That would have some nice views.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at, I don't know if it was in the Storm's Path or the Golden Isles. I don't know why that popped up. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Police said they were shaped like upside down question marks.
I know there's places near St. Simon's Islands in Georgia. They referred to as the Golden Isles, but I don't know. Yeah, that's another nice little spot, St. Simon's. That's a nice place to visit.
So is the ocean clear there?
Mm, not not as much as you would think. You figure both coasts they get so much traffic, so much traffic comes in and out of there. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and especially in and around Savannah with the port. There's just so much traffic. I mean, the water itself, it is what it is. I mean, you can still find you a lot of good little clean, quiet places, where you can relax or whatever, but there
It's
ain't
not.
much you can do. It's just a lot of traffic.
Blair said it's not clear like the Pacific. I know where my dad's is in the panhandle of Florida. The beach is pretty clear there. You can
Yeah.
see the bottom.
Remember, it's been a while ago. I went down to Destin, Florida, and at that particular time, I was thinking, man, this is about as clean water as I've ever seen. But they have those spots down there, like you was talking about, those little sand barges that you could, yeah, if you wanted to, you could just walk out there. I don't know how far it was. It seemed like forever.
Yes.
I'm like, man, I hope one of these things ain't like quicksand. We'll start running back the other way.
Oh, that's right. You can't swim.
So, man,
But you'll go out in the ocean.
I mean, I would. I mean, a certain distance, I don't know about going out on like a cruise ship or anything like that. Probably be pretty leery about that one. Because, man, my coworker, he went on a cruise a couple months back. He sent me a picture. I think that was down in the Caribbean somewhere. He was just in the middle of the ocean at night, and he just sent me this video, and it was just, you couldn't see nothing. It was just so dark. I said, man, that would be an eerie feeling.
Piss off what needs cut off.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me. Pacific, the water is the color of an emerald. But that's pretty. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go anywhere where there's like quicksand or what do they call them? Sinkholes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I think that happens a lot down in Florida.
I've had a few instances of those locally. Nothing real major, not like I've seen in other places, but
Mm.
it was one day, I don't remember if it was earlier this year or late last year, but I don't know. That it was like for a couple weeks, it was just like the weirdest things was happening. I'm like, man, what is going on? But it started out, it was a fire truck was just going through the parking lot in front of this Goodwill here locally, and boom, a sinkhole just opened up and it got it stuck. Couldn't get out. They had to bring in like one of those big wreckers that pull like 18 wheelers out. They had to pull them out.
Dang,
And then it seemed like for the next couple of weeks, the weirdest stuff was happening just randomly.
that's weird.
Something else happened to another fire truck here locally. I think it flipped over or something. Yeah.
Oh, her whole leg or just the spot? Keisha is her dog. Blue, come on down. Let's go to the beach. I'm so ready. I don't know what it is about the beach. If it's the air, if it's just because of my birth sign. I don't know what it is, but it's like healing. I just feel it,
Yeah.
just energy flowing through me.
Yeah. It's good to go like to the lake or like to the river, but the ocean itself is a whole different experience.
Hmm.
It definitely has a way of making you really see how big the world is. Like wow.
Yes, you're this one little tiny
Yeah.
dot.
It makes you feel small, but like in a good way.
Yeah,
You know, like in the grand scheme of things.
yeah, that's what I keep saying. When it's not my time to go, if I know ahead of time, I'm gonna be sitting on the beach. That's what I want my last view to be. Not no hospital room with tubes and crud. The beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Something
bury me in the
something peaceful.
yep. Stop. No, I'm not gonna sit next to. No, no, no. I think he might be gone before me. I don't know. I've said that before. And oh goodness, kiss off. I saw the most beautiful labradoodles today, and I was like, ah, yep, that's what I want. I don't know if they bark.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen those. I've seen people with those around here.
Yep, they're so pretty.
And then I seen one. I said, "What kind of dog is that?" I think she said it was a poodle mixed with a Dalmatian.
Oh my
It was,
goodness.
it's like it was the weirdest thing I ever seen. It was like a poodle, but maybe a little bigger, but you could still see the spots in it. You know?
Yeah, they don't shed. Yeah, that's what I like about them. And we were talking about pool a while ago. One of my friends had one, and he was so big that when we'd be playing pool, he'd grab a ball and think that he
Yeah,
was going to play with it, so we're chasing him down to get the ball back. Yeah, I usually get something mixed with a poodle because of that, and because I'm allergic to everything, and they seem to be, except for, well, I don't know. I keep thinking it's allergy season, but since my mother's dog has come, she's she's a like a schnauzer, a little terrier. I don't know what she is. She's little.
and in the south, some things like some animal dogs like that are tend to shed more because we don't get as cold as some places.
Yes.
However
Yeah.
that however that cycle goes.
That's I always wanted a golden lab, and when I got one, oh my goodness, it was vacuuming hair constantly. Shepherds.
My grandma had a golden lab.
Yeah. They're good
Man,
dogs. But
I don't know how long she had it before I was born, but shoot, it was around for a good while after.
yeah, he would jump on the trampoline People would come by and take videos of him jumping on the trampoline. Thought he was one of the kids. We'd put him in the back of the truck, go down the highway, and he wouldn't just stay in the bed. He had to get up on the toolbox. One time he got up on the roof, and I was screaming, pull over, he's gonna die. Got him down from there. It's like, his name was Dakota. Yeah, she's a good watchdog. Anybody, if all they gotta do is pull in my driveway, just walk on the driveway or whatever, and she is barking.
Yeah. They ain't barking to let you know. You might as well just get your cat.
Uh-uh. Cats are, they're not like a dog. Cats are,
They just
they're,
do their own thing.
they're mean. They get mad at something, and if you want a table cleared off, they'll clear it off in 2 seconds. They're, no.
Hmm.
There was a wild one out here today whenever I let Shotzi out, and they got into it, but she didn't have any marks on her or anything. But she don't like cats, apparently. Yeah. Time was it? 10:30? No. Guess we could close this one down. Just wanted to get that message out that these are crazy times, and we definitely need to be in prayer a lot.
Definitely. Stay in communication with people, you know.
Yes.
Call, check on people.
Yep. If you know elderly by themselves, definitely check on them.
Definitely.
I mean, as easy as everyone's getting depressed, just imagine how they feel.
Oh, yeah. Just calling and checking up on somebody, it makes a big difference to somebody.
Yes. They may keep you on the phone for 3 hours, but it's okay.
Yep.
Shoot, we do that. Stay on here for hours. It's always something to talk about.
Oh, yeah. In these times, yeah. You can have a whole memo notepad of stuff you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. I was going through one of my old spiral notebooks. I take notes. For the past 5 years, I have a few spiral notebooks full. And
Oh, yeah. I do the same thing. I write down stuff.
I was like, goodness, just reading that one spiral notebook, all the things, all the bills, the what are HRs, whatever they are,
Human resource.
or I think it was supposed to be a B. Sometimes can't read my writing. House bill, whatever, has the numbers, scriptures. Oh my goodness, there's like a gajillion scriptures that I have written down and words to songs. Um, what's that one about the children when a child cries? I was reading that and I was, oh, yeah, I'll have to go back and read some of them to y'all. Yep. Pray without ceasing. Hold every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. Put on the full armor of God daily. And that's what I feel like. I definitely need the armor of God.
Oh yeah, definitely. Live in a constant state of Thanksgiving. We don't have to wait till November to celebrate.
Yes, be grateful for the little things, even.
Oh yeah. So when most people go back and look at memories and stuff, it was the little things.
Yes,
It's big things to us, we see them as a memory, a time, a happy place, but it's always the small things.
yep. Yeah, my mother always loved to play the piano, and we'd stand there singing Que Sera Sera and Alley Cat, whatever that. I don't know if that's the name of it.
I always
Um,
wanted to play the piano. I'm gonna have to get me a keyboard and practice.
yes, and that's what. I now I have two of them, and I definitely want to get back to that. I know the keys. I don't know the chords, but we can work on it.
It's like they had this. Well, it's closed down now, but we had this seafood restaurant here locally, and they had this big old piano. And for the longest, you'd go in there and eat, and there'd just be this guy or this woman in there just playing, songs and music while you're
Yeah,
eating. That was pretty cool. And
yes,
if you wanted to request a song, you go up there, give them, a little tip or whatnot. And
yeah,
say, hey, pretty cool.
it is. Music just makes everything more enjoyable. It just seems like, I don't know. More relaxing.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
a lot of good memories people have probably relate to probably a tune or music that might have been playing then. You know,
Yes,
it's a connection point to a memory, a time.
yep, it's true. Well, I appreciate you coming up, What Life.
Always a
As
pleasure.
always. Thank you.
Hopefully, I have some internet soon. I have a little bit better connection.
It sounds good.
That's good.
And you didn't
Yeah.
bounce out. Well, I did pull up what a day that will be if y'all want to hear that. 'Cause it's a really good song.
Let's do it.
All right.
Ain't no need to worry about yesterday's problems or today's problems. This coming week, it'll have a whole new set for us to worry about. But what a day that'll be.
True.
Good night, everybody. Hope you have a blessed week.
You too. And thank you again.
Always.
Good night.
There is coming a day when no heartache shall come, no more clouds in the sky, no more tears to dim the eye. All is peace forevermore on that happy golden shore. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see. When I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. There'll be no sorrow there, no more burdens to bear, no more sickness, no pain, no more parting over there. And forever I will be with the one who died for me. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see. When I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. Once the Savior went away to prepare a place to stay. He's coming back someday to take his waiting bride away. And forever we will be with the one who died for me. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see. When I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day, glorious day that will be.
I love that song. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Keep the faith. We're going to be okay. Either way, it's a win-win. Right? Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Andy. God bless y'all. Have a good night. See you next time.